still we keep on learning every single day. Still we keep on dreaming, finding our own way.
To you from the Mandate Development Center, and my name is Oluwaseun Tayo Adeyemi, and I want to welcome you to the 2025 TMDC Training Labs for 2025. Right in this section, of course, I am very, very excited to welcome my dear friend, our facilitator today, a very, very key professional and also a stakeholder in sustainable innovation community of Greater Mountain area. In the next few minutes, I will be handing over to Olamide Orekoya, a facilitator for this very, very first section. And Olamide Orekoya, of course, is a senior database administrator with over 12 years of experience across SQL Server, MySQL, MongoDB, Oracle, and cloud platforms such as AWS and Azure. Of course, Olamide combines deep technical expertise with a forward-thinking approach to deliver resilient, scalable, and secure data solutions that power business growth. I'm looking forward to the foundation laying of this of our 2025 training labs. I want to officially introduce facilitator for this section, October 11, 2025 of TMDC Training Labs for 2025. Olamide Orekoya is Senior Database Administrator. We celebrate you. We celebrate the knowledge you're about to share to a global community. And I know that even months, days, years to come, these resources will be available for many generations to access them. Congratulations ahead to everyone that will have access to this information, and congratulations to the impact that this series will make in our community. Join me as we welcome Olamide Orekoya, a senior database administrator. Thank you. Olamide, over to you. You can take over the screen now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really very grateful. I'm really glad to be here. So when my very good friend, Mr. Tayo, contacted me to talk about security, even though I'm not a cybersecurity person, but to be honest, security is everybody's business, right? And I do work in a very critical role where it is even more very, very critical to be security minded and to have all your guards on. And making sure you have a secure data solution. So we are going to be having fun today, right? Let me just quickly share my screen. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Just give me one sec. Okay, I just sent a request to you to share. Yeah. So what we are going to be doing today is very, very simple, right? It's probably some of this knowledge, most of us have it before, some you probably do not. But it's just like a reminder to every one of us that we now live in a digital world, right? A digital world where everything, we are wired. You can always attest to this fact that some couple of years ago, right, mobile phone is very, very limited. We rather play games, physical games, right? Chess, board games and all of that. But right now, everybody has a mobile device. And almost everyone uses the internet, right? So there will be probably a few exceptions, but yeah, so I want to let you know. Okay, I can share my screen now. Yeah, yes. Thank you, sir. Let me know if you can see my screen right now.
Yes, we
okay.
can see that.
Okay, thank you so much. Just make it, okay, great. Okay, so great. So, like I was saying, it's so much of a digital age now, right? And we have to be very, very careful in how we navigate this path. What we are going to be talking about today is more or less like the foundations, right? The digital foundations, like self-secure and succeed. What does this mean, right? Like, how do you solve the internet world without compromising your data, without compromising your confidential information? And it is very, very important that we note. But just before I proceed, I know Mr. Tayo has given us a brief introduction about myself, but I'll just quickly tell you about myself. I am a graduate of computer science from Nigeria. I've been in the IT sector since 2011, right? So even though I didn't start as a database administrator, I was at the point that IT support engineer, but I've gone through a couple of industries, right, in my career. I worked in aviation, banking, fintech, and currently in Canada, financial planning and analysis industry, SaaS business. So this background has given me a very good experience in, I think, talking a little bit about our topic today, right? Especially when I was in banking. And we all know banking is money. Everybody wants that money. So everybody wants your money. So how do you navigate all of this work securely? So let's just quickly move on. So our objective today is very simple, right? We just want to explore what are the key elements of online safety. What do you mean by digital literacy? Effective use of internet, whether you are a student or professionals, or even you are a senior, right? How do you navigate this landscape with a lot of confidence in your hearts, in a lot of confidence with you, right? So why does this matter? Why online safety matters? So I want you to know today, global internet users as of last year, 2024, is 5.5 billion. So out of this 5.5 billion, we have daily active social media users, 5.2 billion. So in fact, that tells to show us how powerful social media is, right? And that tells to show you how powerful the internet is. That's our reality now. And you know, also there's this introduction of AI now coupled with it. But that is what we have in today's world. And currently, I think the population of the world is over 8 billion people. You can imagine if we have over 8 billion people and we have 5.2 billion active social media users. It tells us so much, right? It tells us we need to be very careful about our digital footprints. What we put out there, what information do you share? You can all attest to the fact for us on this call or whoever is watching that we get spam emails, text message, even here in Canada, right? So people are looking for ways to get your money. So we need to be very, very, very careful. So to my next slide, right? Understanding your online identity, very, very important. You see, your online identity, it's very, very crucial, right? That is your digital footprint. What it means is that, for example, if I just Google you, maybe Abiola Victor, for example, or Tyler DME, right, on Google, that will give me an idea of your digital footprint, right? I'll probably see, if you're not somebody maybe so much on social media, maybe at least I will see a LinkedIn profile comes up on my Google search page. Maybe I will see Facebook, which, you know, Facebook like is the father of all social medias. Yeah. So maybe I will see something about you. So those are your footprints digitally online. Hackers can make use of all this information, right, to get to you, or to try and find a way of trying to deceive you in getting your information. So your online identity includes your profiles, your data you share, the photos, what you post. So what information you share publicly is part of your online identity. And this identity, employers, like I just said, employers and also schools can access what you share online, right? So you need to find a way of managing your privacy settings. And very importantly, you need to think before you post, right? Because this digital footprint is permanent, whether you like it or not. Let me bust your bubble, right? Even if you post something, let's say, for example, on let me say I send a text message to you, right? Let me even go to SMS. I send a text message to you. Do you know, even if I delete that SMS, that text message is in a database with the text message company somewhere. It's just only deleted for you on your device. It is there with them, right? Whatever you sent is not deleted in the real sense of it. So it's there at the back end. If you post something on Facebook, right? Even if you delete it, somehow it's still there at the back end with, in a database, saved somewhere. So that's why I say your digital footprint is permanent. So we need to be very careful what we share online. We need to be very careful. You never know where, especially when you probably eventually become a public figure, you never know how these things will come back to haunt you. So it is very, 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 very important. Having said that, understanding our online safety very paramount, right? So we need to understand what are the threats. While we navigate this digital world, what are the threats that comes with it? How do we handle these threats? How do we make sure we are not victims? Let me just quickly, sometimes we also need to be very careful. You can say, oh, I'm very learned, I'm very exposed, nobody can get me. But I think especially when I was in the banking, I have seen a lot of issues around victims being scammed. People that work in oil companies, Shell, Chevron, calling in, not old people, right? Young people like us, calling in that somebody just transferred some amount of money from their account. So what does that tell me and you? It tells us that anybody can be a victim. You need to be very, very careful in what to share, what to click on, right? While you are navigating this online. Apart they are trying to also improve by the day. And there's something called that I'll probably talk a little bit about later in this lesson called social engineering, right? So I will probably not write a code to say, let me get password, or let me get his information. It is you. The easiest way in getting to your data or to your information is you yourself, right? So that's why you see they try to use all gimmicks to get us to give this information, because it's not very difficult to hack a password, right? Or to hack an account, but it's very easy if you can try to deceive somebody, making the person believe that you are real, and try to get that person's information and try to try to endanger the person. So I want us to be very careful about this. So as much as we also secure whatever we have offline, right? Like, when the house we live in, we lock the door, right? We lock the door. We make sure that sometimes even some of us install cameras right around the house. So that is also what you're talking about, security, understanding online safety. So it's also the same thing you should be doing online. So you should be diligently guiding whatever information you are putting out there. It's very important. I can tell you, this hacking business or this online stuff, cybercrime, it's a very big business, right? People have call centers for this. People have businesses, corporations doing this, trying to get people. So and I want to also let you know, it's not only the corporations that they target. They target individuals such like us. So it's not about saying, oh, I'm going to hack a very big company, I want to get their billions. No, they try to also target individuals, me and you. So we are going to quickly, in the next slide, we're going to watch a very short video, right, about top internet safety tips. Then from there, I will continue from there. Yeah. Just let me know if you can hear. You can give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay. I think I'm sharing my screen now.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right. Yeah.
More important today when it comes to your online activity.
Okay. Great.
Buying the must-have item, making an emotional comment, sharing personal information, or staying safe. Kaspersky's top internet safety tips help protect your wallet and your reputation. Number 1, limit personal information. You don't give strangers your address and phone number in real life, so don't give it to millions of strangers online. And your relationship status? Strangers don't need to know that either. Number 2, turn on privacy settings. Hackers and marketers use your social media presence and browsing habits for good or bad. Turn on privacy safeguards whenever possible to limit their intrusion into your life. Speaking of privacy, always close your social media and retail accounts, profiles, and emails whenever you're not using them. This lessens the chance of hackers gaining access to your life. Number 3, when browsing, play it smart to stay safe. If a link, ad, or article looks explicit or shocking, avoid it. If a link asks for your personal information, no matter how legitimate it looks, or appears to come from your bank or other trusted source, don't click on it. It may be a trap to gather your personal information or infect your device with malware. Speaking of malware, number 4, check twice before downloading an app. Malware is often disguised as an app. Never download an app if it looks suspicious or comes from a site you don't trust. Number 5, make sure your internet connection is secure. This is easy to do at home, but when you're in public, you have no control over your connection security. Never provide sensitive information over an unsecured network. This makes it easy for cybercriminals to steal from you. To stay safe, use a VPN whenever you use public Wi-Fi. Number 6, select strong passwords. With so many data breaches occurring, you can't afford to use easy-to-remember passwords or use the same one over and over. These put your sensitive information at risk. Choose the complex password that's at least 16 characters long and includes numbers and special characters. Then use a password manager to keep them handy and secure. Number 7, only shop on secure sites. You can tell a site is encrypted and secure because its address starts with HTTPS. If it's not secure, you stand to lose a lot more than you will gain. Number 8, think before posting. What you post online may stay there permanently. That includes regrettable remarks and embarrassing photos. Even though you take them down, copies may have already been shared that you can't delete. Remember, if you don't want your boss or mother to see it, don't post it. Number 9, socialize safely. Did you know fake social profiles are one way hackers use to gain access to your personal information and ultimately your wallet? The bottom line is, don't take anyone at face value. Know before you befriend. Number 10, update your antivirus protection. Cybercriminals are always upping their game, so protect your computer from malware by keeping your antivirus up to date. Number 11, back up your data. Victim to an online scam or ransomware. That way, you still have access to what's yours. When it comes to internet safety, think before you click and take time to secure your device. After all, it's your safety online.
Okay, thank you very much. So the summary of what we just listened to now is about some of what I've been saying, a part of it, right? Those are the various avenues we can lose our data, and not just only. So when I'm talking about losing data, what is at the tail end of it is financials, right? You can lose your life savings, or you can lose everything you have, right, just by doing any of this. So it's about the common online threats that hackers can use to get to you, whether through your password, through a fake social media account, which we see, which is very practical, we see nowadays, right?
where they call the 419s, right? Which some of them call the Yahoos and all of that. So these are the various ways. So what are the various common online threats that we have? We have phishing, right? We have malware attacks. We have online scams, cyberbullying incidents. So I don't know if you have heard of this recently. I think a friend was telling me, right? This cyberbullying now, they do it for especially teenagers right now. So we have to be very careful. So how does this start? Start as somebody's trying to be your friend, you're sharing the picture of yourself, what you're not supposed to be sharing, and the person now try to use that picture, right, to hold you to ransom, to start obtaining money, financials from you. So it's part of cyberbullying. So we have to be very careful. One of the most popular ones they use is phishing. Very easy, and they normally do it via text messages, emails, where they will just send you a very funny message. And most of these are very funny, but sometimes we don't get, because they try to use a kind of a bait, right? We don't recognize them. So we need to be very, very careful in all of this. So I'm going to be showing you what these real world threats are. I'm going to just be emphasizing more on phishing, right? Because it's more personal. So malware is more of targeting corporations, companies, trying to get access to their data and hold them to ransom, using ransomware and all of that. But phishing, I think, is more of everybody, right? Even this phishing thing, if you are a professional, your company security department will probably be doing this exercise once in a while. Unannounced, they just send you something and see those people that clicked on it, right? And if you click on it, that means you have to go through some cybersecurity awareness or education to let you know that these are not what you're supposed to do. So that takes me to my next slide, right? How do I identify phishing or any scams online? Why navigating this digital world? Why being on TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any social media that is out there? How do I make sure that I'm not a victim of all of these threats? Because they come every day, they are always there. In fact, they come again. Even if they have come to you, they come again. They try as much as possible to use different gimmicks to get to you, right? So how do you recognize if this is a phishing or it looks very suspicious? Very important. Number one, scammers, they use urgency, fear, and fake authority to trick you. For example, they will say, oh, your internet banking account has just been hacked. Please click on this to quickly reset your password so that you won't lose your money, something like that. So they use urgency, they put fear in you. So you tend to panic if you receive that kind of information, right? Let me quickly do something without diligently checking that is this from the right source or not. Also, how do you really recognize all these kind of mails or messages? You look out for poor grammars, right? Suspicious links, mismatched email address. I'm going to show you an example of this in my next slide. Never click on links you are not very sure of or you don't know the sender per se. And how do you make sure that this from in your header, you have to click, expand it, check, is it the right email? If you are not sure, go to the company's website, call them, right? Verify. Because the moment you click on something, you provide an information, then before you blink, you will just see something happening, something funny happening. If they are trying to target your bank account, something as a bit, if they are trying to take over your social account, media, for example, something, they just do that, and that is everything is gone. So it can be very, very damaging, right? So you can see an example in this my slide, in my last point here, that says your account will be locked. Click here to verify your identity. So they use something like this. So this my next slide is an example of a phishing email. PayPal. In fact, I got this from the internet, but I myself have also gotten this kind of phishing email, from the same company myself. So this is not real. If you look at the top, where it is where it shows the address of the sender, right? We see for example, see how very good they can deceive you. They say service.epay, they put I in between the PA and Y. If you don't look very well, you think, oh, this is, and it's very, very, you can see it looks very real. It's this can make you quickly click, see, to help us with this. See what they said, log in, right, or go to the resolution center. I can bet you those two links are not the real PayPal link. So also, let's even say you click on this. Also make sure when you get to a company's website, look at the web address, the place that says www. Right? Make sure it is the same www.paypal that is there. Most of the time for these, you will see something, you see jargons, right, in the address. It's not going to be PayPal at all. It's going to be different thing entirely. Of course, because they can't use paypal.com or something like that, because PayPal have their domain, right? Domain services that they've bought already, so nobody can use that. So they will use something similar, but they will go and mirror. They will mirror the company's website. It's going to be almost exactly. The only thing you will know that this is not the company is the web address. Another thing to also note is that nothing else will work on that page except just enter your information. Just say user. If you click on, for example, on the footer that's at the bottom of the web page, right? If you say, let me click on about us, companies normally have something about us, careers, join us, or something like that at the web of a page. It will not be clickable. So the only thing that will be working is that information they want to collect from you. So we need to be very, very careful. So they use phishing a lot, and people fall for this. I can bet you, I can confirm that to you. In fact, when I was when I joined the banking, I worked briefly in our contact center. So we get this kind of issues a lot, where people call in, they've moved money, 5 million, in Naira now, right? They moved a lot of money, right? And most of the time, to even recover those funds is not so easy. But so how do they get to do that? They get to collect these people's information from this kind of mail, claiming it's their bank, or it can even be through text messages too as well. In fact, they even do it to the point. I'm going to talk briefly on that later on. Getting your token, also putting your token, press your token and put the token number in there. So that's the second factor authentication, right? So they have every detail. So we need to be very careful. So if you are not very sure, like I said, get back to whoever it is, call them, or go to their website on your own, right? And confirm that as well. That is very important. Because of time. So let me just move on to this. So what I've said now, you are going to watch it in action. Sorry, not in action, like a summary of what phishing is, right? And how to be very careful. It's a very short video, I think 2 minutes. So that will be my next. Yeah, let's just listen to this.
Phishing is a method of trying to gather personal information using deceptive emails and websites. Stay tuned for what you need to know about this increasingly sophisticated form of cyber attack. The goal of phishing is to trick an email recipient into believing that the message is something they want or need, a request from their bank, for instance, or a note from someone in their company, and to click a link or download an attachment. Fish is pronounced just like it's spelled, which is to say like the word fish. The analogy is of an angler throwing a baited hook out there, the phishing email, and hoping you bite. What really distinguishes phishing is that attackers masquerade as a trusted entity of some kind, often a real or plausibly real person or a company the victim might do business with. It might be your boss, your bank, or a company whose software you use. Perhaps one of the most consequential phishing attacks in history happened in 2016, when Russian hackers managed to get Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta, to offer up the password to his personal Gmail account. How did they do it? The hackers sent an email warning Mr. Podesta that someone had his password and that he should change it immediately. Clicking on a link in the email took him to a fake login page. This is a classic ploy, and one all of us would hope we would see for what it is. But email scammers are constantly honing their craft, trying new pitches, and pulling new strings. One way to get familiar with their tactics is to study the email messages that scammers send. Here are a few real-world examples and how they work. 1. Your account has been hacked. Person sending this threatening phishing message found a group email that was publicly available on the company's site. Using that list to target the message was smart. Not so smart was the content of the message, in which the would-be attacker reveals a lack of understanding of how malware works. 2. Password reset. Taking advantage of the fact that no one wants to miss a paycheck, messages like this one aim to trick the user into revealing important data, often a username and password that the attacker can use to breach a system or account. 3. Payment request. This email has enough information specific to the target company to give even the most phishing-savvy recipients pause. The key to not getting caught in this trap is to know your company's processes and to be able to spot anomalies. 4. Charity donation. Here the scammer is counting on the greed and gullibility of the recipient. This theme of giving something away for free is a common one and preys on human nature. The key thing to remember is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
Okay. Yeah. So what we learn, so all of these things, if you notice, the summary is about getting your money. That's the end goal. Whether it's somebody trying to bully you into sending something, right, that he has some very leaked photos of you, or whether it's somebody trying to send a phishing email, or whether it was even a software update trying to attack a company. It's all about getting money, right? Attackers or hackers, right, like they call them, they live, it's like a profession to them. Like we all have our own different careers, right? They live on this. So they're out there looking for praise. So very importantly, like a summary of, so we know the basic safety rules, right? Strong passwords, very important. We cannot overemphasize that. We have to create, and not just, I'm going to show you very soon common password that people do, funny things that people do, right? So you can't in this digital world, I know, because it's you want to do something that is easy to remember, or you can't just create any password. And so your password has to be strong. If you have a system, you make sure you update your system software regularly, right? Make sure you browse safely. Now in this age, any site that doesn't have HTTPS or HES at that HTTP is not, for me, is not safe, right? So, but also make sure that whatever you do, you don't just click on any link. Be very, very careful online. So also, I'm going to add to this multi-factor authentication. I think it's somewhere in my slide, but let's also be so for your very critical accounts, like your banking account, your telecommunication account, or even your school account, wherever you have a data that is very, very confidential, make sure there's a multi-factor authentication. Make sure there's a second level of authentication other than passwords. So that means even if they get your password, right, it will still come to you and say you are trying to log in, confirm, or enter this code, right? So that one is also very important. So having talked about this, but strong password, how do you, so when I'm saying strong password, make sure you use a reasonable length of password. Don't let it be too short. You can't use a password, you can't say your password is, for example, GIRL, GIRL, or something as short as that, right? So you have to make sure that you have a reasonable password, and also avoid using the same password across if it is very possible. So, and it is even very easier for us now. You can use password manager like Google Password Manager, right, to store your password. I use that very well. In fact, Google will give you like choose your own password or generate a password. So generate a password where it will be safe to you, but just make sure that the laptop you are doing all of this on, or the computer, it's your own, right? It's not your company's computer, it's your personal computer. It can only be accessed by you. So that's where that is even safe, right? So make sure it's not advisable, don't write down your password. So because you want to remember it, don't make it very simple. Because I want to remember my password, don't write it down. It's better you use these password managers, or try as much as possible to remember what you have. To remember yourself, the password that you can remember easily, right? So I'm just like the last point says, always use MFA. Very, very important. See the funny most common password that people use, right? You can see on my screen here, you can see passwords and the number of times that it has been used, right? All these passwords you are seeing, these are common passwords that people uses, and I don't know if you will know password one. I know password one. It's a very common. I remember back in the days when we just had password one or capital P password. So I love you. All this monkey, all this kind of password is not safe. That's what I'm saying here. In this digital age, you can't be using password like this. It's not safe. So you can see on my screen. They said all these password will take less than 1 second to hack or to crack. So there's something called brute force, password brute force, where hackers try as much as possible. They use all kinds of algorithms to get your password, right? So they have a database of common passwords, and they will have algorithms to loop over it to try and, of course, they know your email. You can almost know anybody's email now, probably through your digital footprints on the web, right? So they just try to guess your password and all of that. And these are the most common password that we have in our world today. So you can't be using password like this. It is very wrong. It is not safe, and it is it is not ideal to use password like this. So we have to know that. Yeah. So having said all of this, also know that the reason why we are even doing this is because the aftermath of this can be damaging, right? I've had experience where a pensioner called in that they just moved all his money, all his pension, life savings that they paid him, right? And a very senior person, probably over 70 years old, and it's going to be very damaging. It can lead to depression. It can eventually lead to loss of life, right? So that is how crucial this thing is. So we need to be very, very vigilant in however we share information. So digital literacy fundamentals. What does this mean, right? So it's about what we have been saying before. We have to know how to really use all this online content in a credible way. We have to know how to navigate these things with confidence and ease. And we have to know how to, no matter what, how to make sure that whatever we are doing online, we are sure that is the right thing to do, not just doing things and leaving ourselves to be very vulnerable, which is very important. So in the light of this, there's a part where you need to also know how to spot fake content. So how do I recognize fake content, right? How do I recognize this information is not real, even though it's apparent that it's real? So how do I understand the bias on this content? So it's very, very important. There's a craft test that somebody came up with that I'm going to share in the next screen. So when you are evaluating information online, what is the currency? So the craft means currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and the purpose. So currency means how current is the information? Is it up to date? Right? The information you are seeing, how current it is. The relevance, so does it meet your need or purpose? Is this for you? We cannot attest, especially if you use Yahoo email, right? We get a couple of emails, right? Does this really meet your need or purpose, right? Or probably on social media, you're on Twitter, or who wrote it? Or somebody sent you a DM, right? So you need to be able to use this craft test to evaluate that information. Who wrote it? Is it credible? We need to know. The accuracy is, can you verify the fact from not just one source, from multiple sources? So, and the most important of all is, why was it created, right? Is it to inform you? Is it to sell something to you? Is it to persuade you and all of that? Like we saw in the phishing email, where they try to persuade you. So what is the purpose of that email? What is the purpose? How relevant is it? From who is it coming from? So it's very important. There's a funny one that we even did that I got. I don't know if you probably have had it if you're in a WhatsApp group that somebody just came in and the person will call you and say, oh, we have a meeting or something that you're going to share something with you. So they'll just start calling people randomly, right? Trying to see, oh, can you do something? You will receive something and you should please share the code. So they are trying to take over your WhatsApp and trying to use that, take over your number as a whole and trying to use that further to gain access to probably your accounts and all of that or whatever they can do. So it's very, very important. I'm telling you. In fact, they are everywhere. Even I've had an experience with not directly, someone had an experience with even DoorDash too as well. This DoorDash that people do, right? You never imagine they will make an order, they would order for a food, right? And they will call the DoorDash driver to cancel it. That to cancel it, that to click pass somewhere, that they are going to do something. So they want to reset. So they use all means of getting your data, of getting to you. They use insurance, they use a lot of things. So it's everywhere. So we need to know as professionals, as students, as individuals, how we can evaluate this information. And so this DoorDash example I just gave now, when the person says he started asking for, can you give me your, they want to confirm his account, can you give me your bank, your card number, or maybe your phone number or something. So it challenged them. Oh, why do you need it for? Okay, don't worry, I'm going to call DoorDash itself back, right? So that was how we dropped the call. So you need to be very careful. So even when you entertain all of these people, you will know when it's not real. How do you know? They will start asking for information that is personal to you. Mr. Tayo's card number is personal to him. Even his bank cannot say, give me your card PAN. That's your card, your debit card or credit card number. Right? It's very, even if they have because they have the information on their database. That's why they cannot ask you. They can only tell you to confirm those information. Right? If you call, for example, any bank now or any organization, they will tell you probably to confirm they will not even ask you to confirm the full length. Maybe the last 4 digits or something, just to be sure that you are the real owner. Right? So you are not supposed to give anybody your PIN, no, your password, no. It's just for you and you alone. So it is very important we know that. So if we know all of these things, we'll be very safe, right? And we can navigate this digital world securely. Very, very important. So I spoke about digital footprints earlier. Very important, like I told you. So the summary of this is just that whatever we do, we share photos. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Oh, that's the headquarters of where everybody's photo is, right? So now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't use all of these social medias, right? Of course. In fact, some people's are, we call them social media influencers. It's good for your business. You have to share things. But while you do this, know that you are creating a digital footprint, right? And you must also know how to guide it jealously, right? And how to know when somebody is trying to use it to his or advantage. Very, very important, right? So what does this also mean? So on our social media, we must know who we follow, who follows us. It's very important. I know people had people just to have a lot of followers, or of course, when you go to a level, you don't necessarily kind of control the number of followers you can have, but you can control, right, who have direct access to you or to your information. Very important. So my next slide says tools and techniques for effective search and fact checking. So this is also similar to what I just said now, right? Just before, fact checking information, right? So use specific words, when you are searching, when you are evaluating, always check for credibility. Very important. There are a couple of websites here. Maybe I will share the resources later on that we can have access to. So check credibility of websites. There are fact checking tools that you can use online, right? Like factcheck.org. These are websites that you can use to check whether this information is true or this information is very important. Very, very important. So, and in all of these things too as well, especially for our young people or for us that are young, right? we know that we spend a lot of time online, right? We also need to have a way of managing this this space. How much time do you spend online? How much time do you spend? Very important. You also need to give yourself a breather, right? A break. So that's a part of time management, the part it plays. So how do we organize our information? So I'm just going to speak briefly on this. We all probably know this. So time management, right? Digital breaks. So if you are the person that probably do work with screens a lot, take digital breaks, right? Don't just once in a while, just get up, walk around, manage your time very well, prioritize tasks, set your boundaries, right? I was telling my wife one time that I saw some middle school or high school students at the bus stop. Everybody was pressing their phone, right? I know in the past you'll probably be talking, discussion. Now it's so much about digital that is your phone is like your companion, even to young folks. Everybody's pressing their phone. I'm telling you, everybody was heads down at that bus stop waiting for the school bus. So that tells to show us how serious where this thing is going. So let's set boundaries. I know sometimes it could be very difficult, but yeah, let's set boundaries even while using all of these digital medias, and in trying to solve the internet is very very important. So I'm going to move very fast so that we don't take much of our time. So I think this still boils down to, like I've mentioned some of these things, so I'll just quickly summarize it, right? Always use strong passwords. Very important. We all use this. So far, you use a computer or a phone. You will either use an email browser, use apps, right? Check for HTTPS. I mentioned that. Make sure that it's HTTPS. It's a no. You cannot deploy anything web not be secured, right? That's hypertext secure protocol. So you cannot HTTPS. It has to be. So if I go to a website now, if you go to a website that is not HTTPS, you will see some kind of warning that this is not right, that you used to want to proceed. So you will use your hand to click yourself, so to move forward. So it's very important. So organize digital files, right? You can back up your data to as well. Very important. Maybe you have a phone, whether it's iPhone or Google Android, whatever, back it up in cloud, so that in case something happens to the phone, you have your data saved somewhere. It is very, very, very important. So I'm just going to skip this. It's more of like what I've said, right? Strong passwords, regular backing up of your system, and all of that. So now, social media. I think we can't talk about internet and not talk about social media. Yes, social media is here to stay. Just from a dormitory years ago, where Facebook was vetted, right? And after Facebook, a lot of social media stuff have even springed up. Twitter, called X, TikTok, and I know some people are on all social media, while some are not, right? But wherever you live on your social media, we need to know how to really navigate it responsibly. It's one of the easiest avenue in getting to you, trust me. So I'm telling you, your Facebook, your Twitter is one of the easiest. It's like the closest the closest way people can really get close to you, right? So we need to know how to really be very careful. A lot has happened on using social media. So we like here. So we have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, more professionals, right? Career people. Twitter, or now called X, which is trending. But there's something we also call social media safety, where we need to be very sure that we are very, 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 very careful, right? So people can take over your friend's profile and start chatting with you, and you think you are chatting with your friend. That's why I always tell people, even on social media, sometimes if you see an account that starts asking you for sensitive information, please, and it's still your friend, please call the person. Don't just assume it's your friend that is at the other end, right? It might be somebody. In fact, it's also a very good way these hackers uses to get to people, right? They take over people, they collect money from people, and you call the person, did you see the money I sent? The person said, oh, I didn't tell you to send me any money. So you need to be very careful. So to further be sure that you're talking to the rightful owner of their social media account, you call the person to verify. If the person starts asking you for sensitive information, so you can't leave it to chance. It is not. So I think this is one of my last video for today. So we are just going to watch on social media safety, right? So just to quickly and give us a summary of how best we should navigate this social media world. Yeah.
Hey there, you social media savant. While you're busy posing for the gram or trolling on X, did you ever pause to consider that maybe, just maybe, you're low-hanging fruit for cyber scammers? Ah yes, our friendly neighborhood cyber stalker. This guy's your biggest fan. He's all about those selfies, your location tags, and, oh boy, your pet's name. Classic. Ah, the nostalgia scam. Hey. High school? Nope. But you might remember your bank account draining faster than your phone's battery at a festival. Next up, the VIP invite. Congrats, you're invited to nothing. Fork over some cash to RSVP and poof, your money's gone, like your dignity at karaoke night. Let's not forget the dream gig scam. Work from a beach while making six figures? Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. Spoiler, that job's faker than a $3 bill. And lastly, the classic exclusive deal scam. If somebody tells you you've won a lifetime supply of unicorn frappuccinos for clicking a link, don't. Just don't. All right, you social butterflies, before you go deleting your accounts and crawling back to MySpace, here's the holy grail of not sucking at social media security. Number 1, think before you link. If a link looks iffy, it probably is. Scroll past it. Number 2, vet your net. Your friends list isn't a popularity contest. More friends don't mean you're the prom king or queen of the internet. It just means more chances to get scammed. So keep your circle tighter than your skinny jeans. Number 3, if it's too good to be true, guess what, Einstein? It probably is. No one's giving away a Tesla for liking a post. Sorry to break it to you, dreamer. And last but not least, number 4, quit oversharing. TMI, Tony. Nobody needs to know you're at the gym for the 5th time today. Less info out there, fewer scam chances. So, there you have it. May your feeds be scam-free and your selfies forever flawless. Be smart, be safe, be anything but a target.
Wow.
So that's Goldfish. It's a website on cybersecurity. Yeah. So the summary of everything: think, right, before you post, before you like, before you say it publicly. It's very, very important. So that we do not become a victim. A lot has happened, right, on this posting, on posting your location. Information that you should not share publicly is very important. Review. So sometimes you can review who can view your profile and post regularly, right? So you can say your friends or who you select. Yeah, so it's very important. So we need to control our privacy. Let's avoid a lot of emotional, controversial comments. I know some people like that, especially if you're on X. People like a lot of them. They want to go viral, right? Because you want to go viral, you throw out information that you think that you cannot defend. It's very funny what people do nowadays. Sometimes you write about people that you are not sure, you can't verify, and because you just want to go viral, right? So let's avoid it. It's very, very, very important. Review who you can view your profile and post regularly. And let us remember now, even recruiters and schools, they check digital presence. They check your profile. They will go and check. There are times when you want to be recruited, they will probably tell you what social media account do you have, can you give, maybe LinkedIn at least, they will probably get that. But at the back, you never know what recruiter does, right? They can go and search your name, look at what you post and all of that. Even people can lose their jobs based on what you post. So it is that it is that important. So what happened in the US the last time, I've forgotten the guy's name, right? You can the guy that was assassinated, and you can see the aftermath of what people started saying, what was happening. Some people, because of that, they laid off. I think they laid off somebody from Amazon or something like that. So we have to no matter what your team, let your personal opinion be your personal opinion. Especially it's about a very sensitive situation. right? Or so don't go and post something and now start saying, oh, don't you have freedom of speech? Don't you have yeah. So it is very important to know that, look, you just have to, whatever you, especially for sensitive information, don't keep it to yourself, right? Or within your family or within your inner circle. It is very, very important, right? So this is just a summary of almost what I've just shared now. Positive social media behaviors is what we should embrace. What is on my left, right? So share achievements, uplifting content, encourage people, engage people respectfully, right? So you can also use privacy settings if you are somebody that is shy or somebody that's very private. You know, some people, they say I'm very private. So you can use privacy settings. There's no social media that doesn't have that. I think even the WhatsApp status that we do, you can control who see your WhatsApp status. You can control, right? So it is very, very important in today's world. Support and uplift your peers, right? Let your social media handle, let it be your winning channel. Don't let it be a source of a controversy kind of for you. So it's very important. Don't let us go to the right. Negative social media behaviors. No, don't spread rumors or false information. Don't engage in it. It can lead to somebody suing you, or it can lead to legal issues. So I'm telling you, social media can lead to legal issues, real life. It can lead you to going to court and coming back just from posting something on your phone or your computer. So don't engage in online bullying or arguments. Don't let us share publicly personal information publicly. It's very important. Don't post without thinking how does it affect others, right? So, and also let us be very careful. Don't let us ignore privacy settings. So whatever you think you feel comfortable with, let's do that. So having set privacy data settings, this is very important, right? Like I told you, all these accounts, what they're really looking for is data, whether it's your banking details to get access to your money, or a data to hold you to ransom, or something like a data to hold you to getting something from you or someone you know, right? It is very, very important that we set our privacy and we make sure that our data is secured, right? So what does it mean by privacy settings and devices, right? So let's regular. You notice if you download an application, it says you give permission. You give all kinds of permission, access to your photos and videos, access to a lot of things. So let's review that periodically, right? So protecting your personal information. Let's adjust privacy settings. Very important. I cannot overemphasize that. Then this third tile, enable two-factor authentication. It can never be too much, right? On your important accounts or applications, please let us do this. It is very important. I know sometimes, security can be very stressful too as well. Some people just want to log in and go inside. They don't want something to send something to them and say, yes, I accept, or it's me logging in. It's very, very important. Even to your email account, it is very important that we guide it jealously, right? If you want to log into your email, make sure that you have MFA. Enable it, whether it's SMS or 2FA. It's very, very, very important to do this. These avoiding data breaches, right? So it's all that we have been saying, we have been preaching since morning. Recognize, I believe this would have helped us, right, to be able to recognize phishing. And even if you are not sure, right, we are not the cybersecurity most cybersecurity expert in the whole world, but I can tell you, please, let's be curious always, right? If you are not sure of any information, please let us fact check it. Most of those memes are always very funny. You will know, right? And sometimes they want to play on our greediness, right? They want to play on, especially maybe you need money, you are in distress and all that. You see somebody trying to say, you will win this if you do this, right? You probably naturally want to click on something, even let me see what is happening, which if you think deeply, that is not real, it's suspicious. So like I said in that phishing email, check links. Check if it's suspicious. See PayPal, they hided the high between the pay. So let's check. Let's make sure that we are clicking through the right link. Let's use multi-factor authentication. Very, very important. Having said all of this, right, I'm going to end on this note. Artificial intelligence, AI. So responsible use of AI and technology. I know it's even now more of the ChatGPT of this world, GitHub Copilot, the Claude, I think they call it Claude. We have a lot of AI vendors now. DeepSeek. Please let us use this responsibly. I'm going to say that. And what do I mean by that, right? Do not put your sensitive information in ChatGPT, for example. Don't say ChatGPT, this is my password to my online banking account. Can you make it stronger? No, don't put those kind of information in it. So it is very, very important that as much as AI is very fantastic, let's avoid putting confidential information into AI tools. If you're a professional to us, they will always mention it in your workplace. Please don't put don't put something very, very sensitive inside AI. In fact, a lot of things that is coming with AI. We have MCP protocols where, don't let me sound too technical, right? So where you probably, the MCP I mean will help you. Maybe you have a database or something or an application, you can connect to it. Even most companies are not comfortable connecting it to their production environment, right? They rather do it on test. So we cannot fully trust this. Of course, these AI models, they have some database where they store all of this, your prompting and all of this information you enter. So you also need to be very careful about using ChatGPT or using all the kinds of AI vendors that we have, right? So also let's also note that so whatever AI gave us as a result, also fact check too as well. It could sometimes they also said they could be wrong, right? So let's also validate those information. And I think if we do all of this, we can safely, solve the web without any fear that will be compromised. And this I will say. So this is like a reflection, question and answer. We have one. Like I said, what's one digital habit you change after this section? So I know we will have learned one or two things here. If you are okay to talk, we've not, or you can put it in the chat. But as a takeaway, right, we should take what's one digital habit you will change after this section. So it could be, are you oversharing information? Okay, I will be more reserved, right? That could be on digital habit. It could be, I'll probably do more of two-factor authentication to my critical accounts. So that's one digital habit. Or probably making my password more secured, right? Great passwords are never too little, right? So if you want to share examples and lessons learned, you can, but I don't know because of time. So I'll probably hand it over to Mr. Tayo. But I want to leave you with this, right? Security or solving the web securely, it's everybody's responsibility. It is these hackers, they don't have an human face. They are very wicked individuals. So let's be very careful. As much as you protect your assets that you have, your physical assets, right? The same way, please, let's protect our digital assets. It's very, very important. They are all, I watched somebody put online, these ones that will call you, right? And trying to act like, they want to get something from you, right? So the lady that was caught was not playing along and acted as if she was in an accident, right? So they were trying to get a card number to call it out, that they want to verify something. So she acted as she was involved in an accident while on that call, and she was sounding like she was dying, losing blood, don't let me mention that. So but the guy on the other call, which is the hacker, was still trying to say, okay, quickly get me the number, right? No human face. So these guys are just like the physical I had the armed robber that we know. So they are very brutal. So we also need to be very, very diligent and very brutal in safeguarding our digital assets. And yeah, I would just want to encourage you to just live here and know that when you do all of this, nobody can really steal your data, right? You are safe. And I want to say thank you. And you can reach me on LinkedIn right here that you're seeing, and this is my email address. You can always shoot me an email. I will always be, of course, glad to answer you, or any other part of IT, right? That you probably have interest in. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Olamide Orekoya. Thank you. That was insightful. That's a lot. Those are a lot of informations. Very rich, impactful. Thank you so much for those vital information that you issued out to our communities across Canada and even anywhere in the world that anyone might have access to this information. That is a lot of information. Thank you so much. In fact, as you were going through those slides, a lot of things were going through my head and all of that. I mean, this is like, it's as if we're just taking this section alone for this form. I can say that we have covered a lot of information, and I'm sure every woman that will access these resources will be proud of what Olamide Orekoya has done. Of course, he has done justice to this section, and we celebrate your commitment to sustainable learning and development. And we want to encourage you to keep running, and hopefully we bring you back either on this platform or on different platform on our programs on TMDC. Just one question for the day.
Okay.
I want to make sure we present a question for the day.
Okay.
I'm sharing it with the chat box. It's just, I believe you touched it. Just one more point on that. So we say our TMDC training question for the day. How can we use our digital skills, not just to work smarter, but to create safer and more inclusive online communities? Not just how can we use our digital skills, not just to work smarter, but to create safer and more inclusive online communities?
Okay. Thank you for the question. So I know this question is kind of broad, right? But very simple. Like I said.
Let me throw more as an extension of our development and programs at TMDC. We want to make sure that we see how we can connect our programs to the community. So, like, regardless of all the digital skills that we have, how can we actually work smarter and also to create a safer and more inclusive online communities? And I think when you talk about information that we shared, access and all of that, you actually touched it as well.
Yes. So regardless of what we have, of our skills, right? We have to creating a safer and more inclusive environment lies with us, right? Like I said earlier in my slides, you cannot afford to be a bully online, right? You cannot afford to try and share information, false information that you cannot yourself verify. You cannot. Because in doing that, you are creating a kind of unrest in your community, in the environment. Something that you're not even sure if it's true or not. So you are creating kind of unrest, and you never can tell. From this very small thing, it can lead to a wildfire, right? In terms of sharing information. So don't share information that you are not sure, you don't verify, right? Don't be a bully. Don't engage in aggressive comments or behavior, and don't ever say, oh, I want to post something just to go viral, especially about someone else that you're not sure of. So it's very much important, even as we safeguard ourselves, right? As we work towards a safer environment, don't do all of this, because all of this creates a kind of a kind of unrest or a kind of tension in the society, that can create aids, right, and build a lot of conflicts among ourselves. So it's very, very important. So you don't take anything away from this, please. Don't share false information. It can lead to a lot of things. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, community. Thank you, Olamide Orekoya. And this is the Mandate Development Center, TMDC Training Labs for 2025 cohorts. And these sections will continue for the next 8 weeks. And this is our very first section, talking about a safer digital system, a safer internet. As many of us that we have access to these devices, our iPad, our mobile phones, even web. And this material, these resources will be available online by end of today on our YouTube and also on our social media platforms. You can reaccess them, and also the slides, they will also be available for on request. In case you need a copy of the slide, we can also make it available. So also on our website, all these resources will also be published officially on the website by Monday. Thank you for joining us. And of course, next week, Saturday, October 18, 2025, we'll be having another special section with a professional. You don't want to miss the next section. Stay connected on our social media platform this week and find out who is coming next on social media power play. You know, we have all this topic carefully selected as an outcome of our need assessment to ensure that these are vital resources that people actually need at this time. Social media power play will return on our next series, October 18, 2025, with another community stakeholders, another community professional here in Canada. Thank you for joining us. And my name is Oluwaseun Adeyemi, and I'm the Executive Director of the Mandate Development Center. And this is TMDC. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Thank you, Olamide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.